So, I know that I didn't post a video today, and I felt like that in order for me, let me fix my nose ring, to really show you ladies that it's okay to have a bad day, and not even necessarily a bad day, just a day where you have to withdraw and you need to just be with yourself. Like what I've been doing today is just really watching like Sex in the City all day and crying. It's like I've had all these, I guess I'm purging today. I've got a lot of built up emotion or emotion that I haven't dealt with or whatever it is. And we just full moon just passed, and full moon energy is actually really still really powerful. A couple of days before and after the full moon, as you can see, like I still kind of am crying, and I just wanted to use this as a teaching moment in showing that this process isn't something that's meant to be stressful or overwhelming. It's not even something that like my emphasis for this was routine, and today I completely didn't even do the routine that I had created for myself. And the purpose for me was like, oh, I want to be productive and use this time well, but today I did use this time well in the way that I needed to use this time. And that meant that I needed to just be in bed and binge watch Sex in the City and cry whenever it came, and just let it flow and to let that emotion go. And I realized that that's one of the biggest things that I need to be working on in terms of letting my inner goddess glow, and to accept the fact that I am a human as well as a spiritual being, and that I do have emotions and that I do get sad. And a lot of people think that I'm always bubbly, and for the most part I am, but a lot of people also think I'm really extroverted, when in actuality I'm actually quite introverted. And so a lot of things I hold in. I'm not very emotional. Like I am very emotional, but when it comes to emotions about myself, I'm not. And I realized that I need to be more vulnerable. I need to not be afraid to make a video with me crying in it and explaining as to why I didn't post a video today. And I realized that that's a part of my growth and my progression in actually taking the time that I need for myself, but also not letting other people down in the same way. So, I can't give up. And even though the video may be late, and I may actually add a couple videos together, sorry, there's another tear. It's all about progression. It's all about taking that extra step, even if it feels really hard today, because tomorrow's going to be better. And if I keep that positive mindset and I let my emotions flow the way they need to when they come, then tomorrow will be better. Because if I would have spent today following a routine that my heart wasn't in and forcing myself to do something that my body, mind, and soul weren't in sync for me to do today, then tomorrow would probably be pretty crappy too, right? But since I've taken the time today and I've acknowledged my feelings, I've acknowledged my needs for the day, I'll be better tomorrow. And it's likely that I will be, back to bubbly, charismatic me. But today just wasn't that day. And so for those of you who've been watching all the videos, I don't want to say really, well, thank you, but thank yourself for watching them. Because I'm making these not for me, but for us. And I felt like this would be a good place to, make a video and show that it's okay to be vulnerable and post it on the internet. Because I don't care about, being seen as this crying lady on the internet. I want you to know that it's okay to be that crying lady whenever you need to be that crying lady. And anybody who tries to judge you because of that is just an asshole. So, their opinion doesn't matter. So I want you to know that I'll be back on schedule tomorrow. If you know, this happens again, just you know, let's be patient with each other, because we all are trying to get through this alone together with quarantine, right? So I just wanted to take a moment and let you all see the vulnerable side of me, since I don't often let this happen. Not many people get to see the vulnerable side of me. I'm very, very good at keeping that to myself. So here you go. Your dose of vulnerability and crying for the day. But anyways, ladies, I love you. I'm proud of you. I hope that you had a great day today, and that you've been inspired in some way to continue this journey and to keep working on you, because I'm still working on me. And you know, this is not a journey of, well, when we get to the top, we're done. This is going to be a lifelong journey of self-love and self-care and helping uplift each other. So with that, I'll talk to you ladies later. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day today. What's up, ladies? I'm back. Yesterday was a little challenging for me, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot. Hopefully you can hear me over the plane. I'm pretty loud, so I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah, as you can see from the first part of this video, yesterday was tough, but I felt like it was still important for me to show you all my journey, and that this is not easy for me, and not really easy for anyone. It's all about us working in progress and embodying our feminine energy. And so I know this video is also late today, but I had a client earlier and it ran a little bit longer than I thought, which is totally fine, because it was an amazing oracle session, an amazing Reiki session, and I'm really so happy for her that we could spend that time together. So here we are, and I thought it would be cool to have some story time. Anyways, excuse me. Whew. So we have story time. So however you want to break up these videos, if you want to save some of it for tomorrow to watch, cool. However you want to do it is fine with me. But I felt like it would be a good opportunity for us to explore, at least on the weekends of this challenge, some other beautifully feminine and divine ladies that have graced Earth at some point in time, and to learn from them and to hopefully be inspired by their message and what they did. And a lot of these women, as you'll see when I read, it's like from long time ago. So if they can do it, we can do it. Ain't that right, Bunny? Okay, so for today, we're first going to focus on the beautiful lady, Perpetua. Look at that. Ooh, gorgeous. So let's see what Perpetua did. Story time. So if you want to snuggle up with your bunny or your blanket during story time, it's not going to take that long. Do that. Go ahead, get your pillow, your blankie. Give you a few seconds. Okay, let's start. Okay. So Perpetua is known as the Saint of Authenticity. Now, I think it's pretty awesome that we're talking about her today, and how my message from yesterday was being authentic to yourself, kind of, and being vulnerable and taking the time that you need to take when you need it. Yesterday, I could have posted a video, but I wouldn't have been authentic to myself had I done so. And I definitely was channeling my inner Perpetua goddess, some characteristics from her yesterday, by staying true to myself and my needs of self-care for yesterday. And also being vulnerable enough to show you ladies that what I was going through was enough for me to have to take the day for myself, but to still show you some love, and that we all go through these ups and downs and these trials and tribulations of life. So let's get into Perpetua. The Catholic saint Vibia Perpetua shows us the power of authenticity. Perpetua was a married noblewoman and mother living in 3rd century Carthage, with a modern day Tunisia, which is modern day Tunisia in North Africa. The Roman Emperor Severus, all right, y'all, I'm not, pause. I ain't gonna lie, I had hooked on phonics in elementary school. Sometimes I don't read well. These names, I apologize for possibly and probably butchering them, but I'm gonna do the best I can. So roll with me, please. Um, the Roman Emperor Septimus Severus forbade any conversions to Judaism or Christianity. In celebration of his birthday, several, I don't know how to say that word, or Christians, there we go, being instructed in the faith, were arrested. Perpetua, along with the pregnant slave named Felicitas, were among them. Those who would not renounce their faith were sentenced to a public death in the arena. While Perpetua awaited her trial, she kept a prison diary. The Passion of Saint Perpetua has become one of the oldest and most extraordinary early Christian texts. At one point in the Passion, Perpetua describes a visit to her father from her father. He begs her to renounce Christianity. She asks him, "See that pot lying there? Can you call it by any other name than what it is?" And when her father answers no, of course not, Perpetua continues, "Neither can I call myself by any other name than what I am, a Christian." The name Perpetua is derived from the Latin perpetuus, meaning continuous. Even though her father visited several more times to plead with her to be a dutiful daughter, wife, and mother, Perpetua refused to renounce her faith in Christ, and she maintained this truth as paramount at a time when a woman's societal role was defined by her father and husband. Her prison diary also relates her relationship with Saint Felicitas and the class structures that Christianity transcends. Even though one is a noblewoman and one a slave, they died in the arena together in 203 CE as equals and as sisters. So, what does Perpetua represent? When we find the courage to be true to who we are, a vitality returns to us, a voice that's both moving and compelling simply because it's authentic. Saint Perpetua's words in her very personal and emotional diary were so impactful that 200 years later, the renowned church father Augustine would write about their beauty and truth. Saint Perpetua suggests that there is no greater power than choosing to remain our authentic self in all circumstances. She's that person who remained loyal to her soul, and she urges us through her example to embrace the power of being authentic now. Even in the face of death, she courageously held fast to her truth that she was Christian. Her right hand reveals the Christ mudra, and they were showing that in this card here in her right hand. So if you're into hand mudras, you could definitely use those. She also reminds us that journal writing can be a sacred act of returning to ourselves, of listening to the soul voice inside us, and of going inward to find our answers. Perpetua is a call to a journal writing practice, even if it's just to record our dreams each morning. The inner voice that greets us as we write strengthens our authenticity. That voice becomes a light, a fire that calls to us and claims us as we dare to live out its truth. So the intention that Perpetua gives us is, I am my authentic self in all circumstances. So ladies, I challenge you to think for a couple minutes about how authentic are you to yourself? Are you authentic? Do you do what you need to do for yourself on a daily basis? And are you being true to yourself every day? If you have a hard day or a day where you're kind of down, do you accept that and live in that moment and give yourself the time and the space that you need? Do you write down the things that you need? Have you made a list of your needs and the things that you no longer want to tolerate or deal with in your life? Perpetua is definitely encouraging us to be true to ourselves. And if you are not into journaling, maybe that's something that you're being called to do. Start writing down your thoughts, start writing down your dreams maybe. But I felt like Perpetua would be a beautiful way to encourage you ladies to be true to yourself and authentic to who you are and who you want to represent in this world, okay? So that's our first lady. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the second goddess here, this lovely lady, Anandamaya. Don't get me to lie about how to say her name. I'm gonna let you look for yourself. Let's talk about her. Anandamaya represents the essence of the expansive joy that comes when we remember our true self. Kind of piggybacking off Perpetua, right? Nirmala Sundari, which means beautiful one in Bengali, was born in the late 19th century in what is now Bangladesh. Her family questioned her mental stability because from an early age, she always found it in bhavas, or ecstatic states of bliss. At 13, she was married to a man she would later name, I can't say that name, sorry, and he supported her life as a mystic and saint. At 26, Nirmala enacted her own spiritual initiation. The ceremony and rites were spontaneously revealed to her from within. She explained, as the master, I revealed the mantra. As a disciple, I accepted it and started to recite it. In the 1920s, she set up a Kali temple and devoted her life to spiritual practices. She began to be recognized as the living embodiment of the divine feminine and as the incarnation of Kali as divine love. Her first disciple named her Anandamaya, I don't know, joy, which means joy permeated mother, because her blissful states would inspire others to remember their innate path to joy. Her first ashram was built in 1929. Her profound spiritual teachings began to attract scholars, philosophers, artists, and other contemporary mystics. She refused to be called a guru, insisting that we are all ultimately one self. She loved all living creatures exactly the same, including herself. She gave the red thread to women for this reason, which was a sacred right of bestowing spiritual authority previously only given to men. So, what does she want us to know? There's a passage in the autobiography of a yogi, whose name I cannot say again, apologies, that relates an encounter he had with her. He asked her why she is always so filled with joy and can enter states of bliss instantly. She explains to him that she's aware of her true self. She knows that before she came to earth, she was the same. As a little girl, and then later when she grew into a woman, still she was the same. And now, sitting in front of the yogi, she remains the same. And even after death, she says, though the dance of creation changes around me, I shall be the same. This is self-realization, merging with that aspect within us that never changes. It's becoming conscious of the self and that eternal while within this belief mortal existence. Anandamaya believed that the only true calling or purpose any of us have is to become realized. And so she believed that any action we take toward that goal is sacred. There's a deep, calm, abiding joy that arrives when we can merge with the aspect of us that never changes. There is a bliss we get to experience every time we detach from the surface storms that cause chaos in our lives. If we can remember that we are the guru, that we are an aspect of the divine that remains the same no matter how much change surrounds us, then we get to arrive at a joy that lives at the core of our being. And the intention for this lovely goddess is I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. So Anandamaya wants us ladies to be true to ourselves. Perpetua wants us to be authentically ourselves. So if you know who you are at the core of your being, then let that light authentically shine day and night. Day and night. No, day and night. That makes sense, doesn't it? So, ladies, I encourage you to be your authentic, true selves this week. So that means if this week coming up, you having a day like I had yesterday, it's okay. Be patient and kind with yourself. Take the time that you need for you, because you're worth it. And you have to remember that. And that's the end of story time today. This video is a little bit longer, obviously, because it's 3 days in one. But I love you, ladies. I hope that you have a fabulous remainder of your weekend. I know in the last video I said I was going to post a recycling video Friday. Obviously, that didn't happen. So I'll do that tomorrow, because I don't feel like doing it today, because I've already done a lot. Part of me being authentic and true to myself, if I don't feel like doing something right now, then you know what? I'm not going to do it. Okay, well, unless it's absolutely, like necessary. But that video can wait for tomorrow. So you can have your children or whomever you quarantine with maybe recycle on Monday when you're taking your self-time. So, love you ladies lots. Have a beautiful weekend again, and I will see you again on Monday for day 7, week number 2, okay? You ladies are killing it. I'm proud of you. You should be proud of yourself. Go ahead, pat yourself on the back for a job well done. Even if you've been feeling like you're slacking, the fact that you're even working at it means that you're making progress, and that's all that matters. So give yourself more credit, all right? So, till next time, peace.